Hello Fleet Feeders. In today's section, we're going to cover foot and ankle mobility. The foot and ankle complex is another region of the body that's highly neglected. Many of us have a lot of tightness or limited range of motion in our ankles and feet. In today's workout, we're going to focus on strengthening the feet and strengthening those ankles as well. Particularly, we're going to focus on getting into deeper dorsiflexion and getting into deeper ranges of motion in those ankles. Building strong and durable tissues in the foot and ankle complex is going to do wonders for injury prevention. On top of that, it's going to increase performance and it'll increase your range of motion in other joints as well. One of the biggest benefits that you'll reap from improving your ankle mobility and foot health as well is decreasing any tension or discomfort in the knees. Learning how to access that full range of motion in the ankles will actually relieve a lot of tension that we may experience in our knees. Let's get started. For our first exercise, we're going to go in a single leg stance. As y'all know, we're going to keep a soft bend in the knees, neutral positioning in the hips, strong glutes, strong core, pulling in my ribs, lengthening through my spine, shoulders down and back. I'm going to bring my right knee up, flexing that ankle and spreading these toes. So I'm flexing my toes, spreading them, and maintaining that ankle dorsiflexion. So from here, we're going to go into a reverse lunge. So let me change my stance. So from our flamingo stance, we're going to descend into a reverse lunge. What's going to be a little bit different about this reverse lunge is I want you to bring knees over toes. But we're going to make sure that our heel always stays planted. Now that you have all the cues, let's do 6 total. So starting on my right side, right leg up, making sure I'm not collapsing into the arch of that base foot, keeping my knee soft, glute engaged, ankle dorsiflex, toes spread. I'm going to step back and reverse lunge. Really focusing on keeping that heel down and distributing the weight forward over the toes. Switch sides. Ooh. You can use your arms more dynamically. I like keeping my arms stiff when I'm doing some balance work to help really focus on maintaining a tight torso. For our next exercise, we have our Tootsie Roll. So we're going to hinge back at the hips, so pulling my hips back, maintaining a flat spine or neutral spine, pulling in my abs. So on this first set of Tootsie Rolls, I'm going to keep my feet flat. So I'm going to bring my knees in, knees forward, out, and back. And we're trying not to collapse on those arches. As you come in, it's okay to come onto the arches, but as you're going around the circle, you want to see if you can maintain the structure and stability in your feet. Coming in, so I'm coming in and I'm still trying to maintain the arches. Forward, out, back, going to full extension. In, forward, out, back. Now let's switch directions. Out, forward, in, back. And as we do the next round of these, I'll show you what it's like to look more dynamic. Out, forward, in, back. Last one, forward, in, back. Beautiful. All right, last exercise, we're gonna go into a horse stance. So this is a great one where we're gonna get a little bit of hip action too. So we're gonna open our feet wide, turn our feet out to 45 degrees, and then I'm gonna descend. So from here, we're gonna come up onto the tip of our toes, down, tip of the toes, up, down. So really focusing on creating that stability in the ankles. So let's do 3 more. So you don't have to go super high on the ankles. You want to find a stable ankle where you're taking out as much wiggling as you can. Last one. Really squeeze your bum, squeeze those inner thighs, squeeze everything essentially. All right, that was round 1. Grab a sip of water and we're gonna see what round 2 feels like. Round 2. I'm gonna start on my left leg coming up. So just 3 each side, nothing crazy. We're focusing on movement quality rather than quantity. So really driving forward, anchoring that heel into the ground. Nice wide reverse lunge, bringing the weight forward. Constantly gripping the floor with your feet, spreading those toes, not collapsing into our arches. Ooh, I felt that one in my glutes a lot. Really focus on dorsiflexing and then dorsiflexing again. Ooh, I love those. Here we go with our Tootsie Rolls. On this one, you can stay static. So the static variation, your feet are flat or gripping the floor. I don't want to say flat because we think flat arches, but your feet are flat on the ground. And for the dynamic variation, I'll just show you a quick demo. As you come in, you're gonna come onto the internal arch. As you come up, balls of the toes, or balls of the feet, y'all know what I mean. Out onto the external edges and back onto the heel. So in, forward, out, back. And you're gonna do that with both feet simultaneously. But that's kind of advanced. You can completely stay on the static one. It's just as good, I promise. And as a little asterisk, you wanna make sure that you're only going as far as your mobility can control. I know most of us should know this by now, but I always want to say it because a lot of times we want to go as deep as our instructor might be going, or if we're training with somebody, the person next to us, but always respect your own body and your own practice. Here we go. Internal edges, balls of the feet, external edges, heels. And I'm still bringing in my knees, maintaining the stability in my hips, and maintaining that nice, long, neutral spine. Yeah, like my left leg wants to compete with my left foot wants to compete with my right foot. And there's no competition there. So I have to tell my left foot to be humble sometimes and just, go for the ride. One more. Okay, last exercise is our horse stance with releve. Can't really say it, releve. It doesn't come out smooth. Here we go. Come down to your squat, or your horse stance squat. Up. Up again. You call this a sumo. Really focus on creating that stability in the ankles. One more. Woo. Last round. Last round, best round. Starting on my right leg. Stepping down, coming down with control. Driving the weight forward. Make sure you don't lift that back heel. Last one. Beautiful. Other side. I don't think y'all can hear it, but my dog is snoring in the background, and it's so cute. Here you go, our Tootsie Rolls. I'm not sure if I said it last time, but we're gonna do a reverse of that. I think I might have just done the reverse and I didn't say it, I'm sorry. Here we go, dynamic or static, it's your choice. I'm gonna come internally first and then external, so we can do them together. Internal, up onto the balls, external, heels. Ooh, internal, forward, external, heels. Try to be as smooth as you can with those transitions. And if you're feeling any discomfort or pain, you're going too far. Yeah, back off just a little bit. And if you have bony feet like me, you need a thick yoga mat. I cannot do this on wood floor. All right, reverse. I said it this time. If I didn't say it last time, I'm sorry. Okay. And now let's reverse it. So I'm gonna come onto the heels, external rotation, onto the balls, internal, heels, external, forward. Try to smoothen out those transitions as much as you can. Oh, beautiful. Last one, we got our horse stance releves. Releve. That sounded better. Here we go. Down into your horse stance, up onto the balls of the feet, down, up, and up, down, up, all the way to standing, releve, squat, releve, let's do 2 more, up, releve, squat, releve. Woo! And same thing on those. My right leg, super stable, left ankle, it's trying as hard as it can, but that's good. Here we got round 2. I'm super stoked for this one. We're gonna get a little bit more dynamic. For this first exercise, we're gonna start in a stance that's wide enough for you to squat into. Here's your demo. We're gonna hinge back into a hinge position. So I'm feeling a little bit of tension on the back of my hamstrings and glutes, maybe the calves just a little bit. Maintaining a neutral spine, pulling in the abs. Then I'm gonna shift my weight, driving the knees forward, thinking about dorsiflexing, so bringing my toes towards my shins and shifting the orientation of my spine so that I'm in a squat position. You can come lower or you can stay at parallel. Either are just as good. And then we're gonna come up onto the tip of the toes. But if you're gonna go into a deep squat, I wanna see a neutral spine, no roundedness. Beautiful, long spine and proud chest. Here's our 6 reps. Let's get it, team. So I'm gonna inhale, hinge, exhale into my squat, shift my feet a little bit, and up into releve. Hinge, squat, driving those knees forward, releve. Ooh, hinge, squat, all the way up. Woo! And as y'all come up, I want you to really get full hip extension. So trying to squeeze the bum and drive the heels all the way up on that one. We got 3 more, team. I'm like tight today. I'm feeling like this is a challenge for me. Hinge, drive forward, try to change the orientation of your chest and your spine. So think chest up, all the way up. Own it, own it. That one felt better. Hinge back. We got 1 more after this one. Drive the knees forward. Think vertical spine, all the way up. Ah! There we go. This is why we're working out the ankles. They need it. Hinge back, knees forward, as low as you can with maintaining a long spine. It's not about your depth. It's about the structure and stability. Beautiful. So on that one, y'all saw, similar to some of the other exercises, we're going into dorsiflexion and plantar flexion in that little flow. All right, here we have exercise 2. We're gonna start in that sumo squat or horse stance, whatever you like to call it. I feel like this is a horse stance and this is sumo, so whatever you wanna call it, doesn't matter. We're gonna do a knee drop shoot. So for this one, same thing. I want y'all to focus on your mobility, respecting your practice and your progress. So do not go as far as you may see somebody else going. So I'm gonna show you the demo with conservative mobility, all right? So I'm not gonna go as deep as I would feel comfortable going. So I'm gonna go into my sumo, I'm gonna shift my weight over so you don't have to lift the heel very much. And then I'm gonna drop onto the arch of my foot or that internal edge like the Tootsie Roll and bring one knee in and shift my weight back. So y'all can see you squat into it, shift onto the ball of the foot, and then internally rotate onto that inner part of the ankle. But you wanna make sure you're not just collapsing into these joints. You wanna maintain that stability and you wanna feel like those rotations are coming from the hip. You should only go as far as you can control. I'll say it again. Remember, only go as far as you can control. As we get into these, remember, respect your mobility practice. We're only gonna do 6 total. Here we go. Driving the knees out and back, squeezing the bum. Go as far as you can into your squat. Shift the weight over, and then bring in the opposite leg. Woo, I'm shaking. And up. Squat, shift the weight, and drop that internal rotation. Beautiful. This is called your knee drop shoot. I'm not sure if I said what it's called. Squat, shift, rotate. Keep those hips strong. All the way up. Dropped, shift, rotate. One more each side. Drop, shift, rotate. Woo! One more. Oof, I feel those in my hips, man. Ah! Drop, shift, rotate. I feel them in my ankles and my feet too, but wow, that internal rotation and staying active and then bringing it back. I'm sweating. Here's exercise 3. We're going to go in a deep ape. So remember, a deep ape doesn't have to be butt to the floor. So it's just as low as you can go. So if this is your deep ape, it's still a deep ape for your body, as long as you're trying to go as deep as you can with maintaining that long spine, proud chest. Let's get 6 repetitions here. So similar thing, team. I'm gonna do one demo. We'll just jump right into it. Knees forward. You can even have the toes out, toes forward, doesn't matter. As long as you're focusing on driving the knees forward, proud chest. We're gonna walk out, and then I want you to walk just a little bit farther, so a little bit past your shoulders, so that we can shift our weight forward and come onto the balls of our feet, and then up. So in this down dog position, really squeeze the bum. You can drop the knees if you need to, but squeeze the bum, tuck the pelvis under, lengthen through your chin as you pull your shoulders down and back. So if you're feeling any collapsing in the low back, you might be going a little bit too deep. You can even focus on squeezing the bum a little bit more to see if that helps. But yeah, dropping the knees can help with that as well. Here it goes. Here's our last exercise of this circuit, team. 6 reps. Squatting down with control. Finding the bottom of that squat, holding it. Walking out. Little past the shoulders, shifting the weight forward, coming into the top of the toes. You can even get an extra squeeze by squeezing those feet, squeezing the toes. Shift your weight back. Woo! Crawl back into your deep ape, all the way up. Woo, my left ankle is so tight. All right, you know what, team? Let's do 3 of these. 6 is gonna take too long. Woo! Grab some water. Hope you are sweating as much as me. I got a thorough glisten going on. All right, we've got our good morning squat up to your tippy toes or releve. Here it goes. Hinge back. Pull the hips all the way back. Squat. Pulling the knees forward. Forward, 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 forward. And up. Ooh, I missed it. There it is. Hold it and down. Hips back. Knees forward. And up. There it is. Really squeeze the bum on those. Let's get it. Hips back. Forward. All the way up. Squeeze the hips. Back. Forward. Up. One more. Hinge. Squat. Releve. Ah! There it is. My ankles are fatiguing, team. The shake is gonna be real on this one. Here's our knee drop shoot, 6 repetitions. Remember, only go as far as you can control. And up. Squat, drive, rotate, come back to your squat and up. Squat, shift the weight onto the balls of the foot, internally rotate and in. And on that internal rotation, I do like to keep a little bit of active flexion in that one. So not just letting the toes relax. Pulling the toes up, pulling that ankle up, and then rotating on it. Pretty sure we got 3 more. Squat, shift, rotate, back, up. Last one. Squat, shift, rotate. Last one. Woo! Squat, shift, rotate. Oh, and see if you can hold that last bit of the rotation before you just bring it back. On that last one, I did not have it, so that's why it's coming up. All right, we got 3 deep apes to up dogs. Here it goes, team. Squat down, control the descent, drive the knees forward, hold the bottom of the position, pause, then walk out. Walk out past the shoulders, shift the weight forward, pull the shoulders back, push away from the floor, chin to sky, squeeze the bum, tuck the pelvis under, walk back, right into that deep ape. Come back to standing. Squeeze the toes. Think strong plantar flexion. Don't just passively let the feet hang out. Be active with your feet. Oh man, my shins. Squat, drag those knees forward, 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 forward. All in that position. Walk out. Whew. 3 is good enough for me, team. Still got 1 more round. And then grab some water, and this is it. Last one, best one. Whew. I'm ready. Starting nice and wide. Starting tall neutral stance. Bring the hips back. Pulling the hips back towards the wall behind me. Then driving the knees forward to the wall in front of me. There we go. And then up. Hinge back. Squat down. Why is it so hard to releve sometimes? Squeeze the glutes up top as hard as you can. Sorry, I almost squatted down. Hinge, squat, up, hold, and let's get 3 more, team. Hinge, squat, up. I didn't have that one. We got 2 more. Hinge, squat, up. Nice. Last one, hinge, squat, up. Whew. Saved it. Had so much wiggle on that last one. Y'all know what's up. Our last set of knee drop shoots. Personal favorite as well. Squat down. And remember, as we're squatting, we're not letting the knees come forward. If this is where your squat is, that's fine. As long as you're not letting that weight come in. Here it goes. Driving the weight back and out, squeezing the bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go a little slower. It's kind of speeding through it. 4. You gotta call yourself out. 5. Last one, team. 6. Woo! Your body wants to speed through them because it just burns so good. Last one. Deep ape walkout. Here she goes. 1. Shift the weight forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Tuck the bum and pelvis under. All the way up. 2. Last one. This is it. If your quads burn, means you're crushing it. The fatigue is real. Thank you all for joining me. Before we end, I wanted to go a little bit deeper into the functions of the ankle, just so we can see why we did some of these exercises today. And I didn't go over it in the beginning just because sometimes it's better to keep it short and sweet. But as y'all knew before this, we have, pretend this is your ankle, plantar flexion, so pointing the toes, ankle coming down, dorsiflexion, pulling the ankle back, and then 2 of the most neglected ranges of motion are that internal rotation and that external rotation. So for anybody that has ankles that fall in or you walk on the edges of your feet, utilizing all of those ranges of motion is going to do wonders for you. So keep on being awesome, keep on doing your mobility homework, and I'll see y'all later.